Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yoki Man here. Welcome back to another episode of this Football Manager 2021 save here with Manchester City. And we did it. We did what we expected to do, didn't we, really? We've gone and won the Premiership trophy. After a year of it being Liverpool's, it's back in Manchester at Manchester City. And I think that does enough just to ease the board so that they're my friend again now and we don't have to worry too much moving forward. Obviously, now is the time to start building the club. We're going to play the last game of the season in this one. Let's take a look how we managed to win the trophy. I mean, I'll definitely show the trophy winning and but how do we actually manage to get to that stage? How do we get to that point? How do we get to the stage where Manchester City won the Premier League? And I think that's pretty decent the first year after Pep has gone that we managed to get a Premier League trophy back in the cabinet. So as you can see already, after the Man United loss, it's been pretty decent, but it's been very pragmatic. We're still messing around with some tactical stuff, still trying to nail stuff down. I'm ever trying to evolve in terms of this Manchester City tactic, because ideally, after the final season, we'll put the tactic out there for you guys to try yourselves. But we did manage to beat West Brom at 1-0. Badej has been given a lot of game time towards the back end running of the season, because why not? He's a youngster. He's our future striker, in my opinion, and I wanted to give him the game time. We then drew with West Ham 1-1, Souček scoring for them. It was frustrating that they managed to get a goal. We dominated it. The theme in these is that we dominated and then a little bit of revenge. A little bit of revenge that we all wanted. We beat Spurs 2-0. I definitely wanted that revenge. I craved that revenge, and we got it 2-0 against Tottenham. Diaz and Bernardo Silva with the goals, and then we played against Southampton and beat them 4-0. Kevin De Bruyne, Memphis Depay, Jose Gaya, and Nathan Ake. Now we're toying around with some different stuff. De Bruyne actually missed a penalty in this one as well, which was a bit frustrating, but at this stage, that kind of put us in the driver's seat for the trophy, and Arsenal ended up drawing, I think, or losing. Arsenal's running was a little bit more difficult than ours, but, Southampton were right down there, and it was a good result, and the way we played was fantastic because we've been tweaking. But the problem is after that, we played against Palace. Now, I always have that feeling on FM that once you've won the league, your team just pack their bags, they're ready to go on holiday. I feel like that's what happened against Palace, because we absolutely dominated, had tons of chances. I think they might have had 2 shots. We'll load the game up. I don't think they had much going forward at all, if we're being honest. They had 3 shots, only 1 on target. We had 21-7 on target, and it just wouldn't go. It just wouldn't go in the back of the net. It just would not fall in the back of the net. These are the kind of things that happen in football sometimes. Look how many yellow cards they got. But yeah, it was a 0-0 draw. I do think the lads were on holiday, and I did heavily rotate, which we probably will do for this Brighton game as well. Fernandinho will definitely play his last game at the club. Obviously, we've made a signing. We're looking at players as well, and we've been given a budget. Budget, as you can see, down this right-hand side is 211 million. I did post it on Twitter. I do post little tidbits on Twitter about the save. And yeah, 211 million. Who would have thought it, right? So we've got some money to spend. But initially, I thought I want to make a transfer, and we've done it here. It's Max Aarons. Now, in my mindset and in my head, I thought we'll go with Max Aarons, and he could be the next Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker now, I believe, is 31. He's 30, soon to be 31. I think it's time now to find the next player on. So we have signed Max Aarons. It was 50 million. I think it'll be very good for us. His crossing needs to improve, but he has tons of ability, great determination, and what I really liked about him is he's not the world's best defender, but he's not bad. He's quick, and he's a good dribbler. So really, the only thing we need to focus on is get that crossing better, which at 21 will definitely be able to improve. And yeah, I'm excited to welcome Max Aarons. We want to rejuvenate this team, but we want to do it with quite a young aspect, and he definitely fits the mould of that. So let's pick the team for this final game of the season, and it's going to be very similar to what we've been playing. It's going to be a little bit rotated. I'm going to bring Buendia in. Depay's had a great back-end run, so he's going to keep playing. We'll bring in Kyle Walker as well, give him the opportunity. Laporte and Ake are starting to develop somewhat of a partnership, and I'm liking it, so I'm going to keep them playing. I'm tempted not to play De Bruyne, but you guys all know what my biggest issue this season has been. It's been the centre mid positions, and we really need to work on how we improve that. We do. I mean, it's got to be the first thing I look at next season is figuring out how we improve that position. Ferran Torres can come can move there, and working out how we can improve that position, I think, for me. But yeah, I think that'll do. We'll probably go key highlights because there's going to be a bit to unpack in this episode. We're going to want to talk about, the end of the season and the players, how they've got on, how I feel like the save has gone so far. It feels weird only just finishing this save, but it's been an enjoyable first season. Few moments. The Man United game in the Champions League. Obviously, the whole point of this save is to win the Champions League. And even if it takes us 10 seasons, we will be playing this until we win the Champions League. I promise you that. We'll be playing this until I quit YouTube. That's how important it is for me to win the Champions League. We are going to go on key highlights. Been playing on extended to kind of get to grips and have a look at this formation, have a look at this tactic, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the way we've progressed the tactic from day one of the season, and this is one thing I like about FM, and I like the evolution of a tactic with a team, and we'll probably get battered today knowing me. What I've been saying is the evolution of a team going from when you first come up with a tactic and the shape, guided around the players that you've got or the vision that you've got for your team, and then how you come towards the end. Now, this is the end of season one, and we tweaked and changed some stuff, but there's still a lot to do with this tactic. It's not quite there yet as Gaia wins the ball. It's not quite there yet, and I think there's tweaks, but I think the tactic now is better than it was at the start of the season. And that's what matters, right? The Spurs game, we've been a little bit more sure defensively. We haven't been able to be hit on the counter as much, as though we are probably going to be hit on the counter here. And it's just finding that cohesion in terms of getting the goals. Again, we've rotated these last two games, so, why not? But I still think this team is good enough to win a Champions League as it is, but I'd like some better players. As Badej was in there, he's got to finish that, and I'd like some better players. I'd like some players that are more, my players. It's the centre mid for me, I think, that is the issue, because options at centre mid this season, a jam-packed, condensed season as well, just were not available. We're gonna give some encouragement to the boys, because this isn't a good enough start. In fact, we're gonna go positive now, because not happy with the way we started the game, really. We've been talking about how much happier I am with the tactic, and we've started this game dreadfully. The Portal picked that up, though, and let's see what he could do with it. He's a decent passer of the ball, as I thought he was going to give that away. Imagine if Badej does get to it in the end, and he hits the post. Not ideal, Badej. Honestly, though, if you've not picked this lad up, I've been recommending him to everyone. Live streams a lot. I'm sign him. If you sign one player this year, sign that man. Get that man signed up. He's not too expensive, especially if you like a Premiership side. And he's got beats offside traps, so he's very rarely caught offside. And he just is great. He really is. I've really enjoyed using him as Emi Buendia sent through, and surely the cheeky chip. It's only good, Emi, if that comes off, mate. It's only good if that works and you've hit the crossbar. So, as you can see, the way we like to play now at the moment, and we're playing against a team that play for it at the back, which is something I've struggled with on this year's FM. We won striker, and it seems to be working a lot better, but we've got to take our chances. We're doing the usual, Man City. I've got my pass completion, but I'm not taking no chances. Let's have a word with the boys. I'm going to say I'm not happy, because I'm not happy. Ben Knight's a little bit demotivated, but it's fine, Ben. You're a youngster. Just be happy you're in the first team. What's wrong with that? You've managed to get yourself into the first team squad, and you're going to start whinging about being in the first team squad. It's been all us so far. That's a nice ball across from Gaia there. But what's Kyle Walker going to be able to do here? We will find Fernandinho, who tries to play it back to Kyle Walker. And now we lose it. And we've got to be cautious as they pump that ball forward. But as you see, defensively, we've done better already. And now Badej, surely 1-0, and that's the man, Badej, and Buendia to him. I've been happy with Buendia this season as well. Really happy with the signing of Memphis Depay. So yeah, I'm really happy with the squad we're building, the shape of the team we're building. There's some new players in here, and we've promoted some youngsters that I got to give a try out. Obviously, with this budget now, the youngsters probably won't be seen. I did try and go in for Tonali, and he's not joined AC Milan permanently yet. So I'm not even sure. Oh, Badej should score there. It's got to be 2-0 from in there. It really does. I don't know if we should sign Tonali. I don't know. Because would it be realistic if he signs for... Not that I'm looking for realism, but you know what I mean? If he signs for AC Milan this year after being on loan, and then he left straight away, although I suppose that happened with Luka Jovic, didn't it, in real life? So maybe actually there is precedent for that, and we could do that. Maybe that's a good decision. That's a fantastic bit of play there, though, by Fernandinho, and we're going to miss him. So Tonali for me would be, as Depay should score, Tonali for me would be an ample replacement for him, for Fernandinho. He really would. Dominating again, XG of 2.30. The problem is it's 1-0 and all it takes is one good opportunity for Brighton and you just know we might take Knight off. He's not having a good game, is he? Let's make a couple of changes. We've got the opportunity here. Depay's a little bit knackered, so let's bring on Raheem Sterling, who's kind of had to take a back seat for Depay since he joined. And we'll bring Knight off as well for Gundogan because he's just, I don't know, he's not playing very well today, is he? It's as if he's not on the pitch. Here we go. We've got a throw in here. Let's see what we could do. Gundogan, Walker, fire it in, son. See, that's not bad. Gaia going, what are you doing, Gaia? You can't score then, mate. Gaia's actually had a great first season. Don't get me wrong, he's had a few terrible games, but who doesn't have a few terrible games? But he's had a really good first season. I've been really impressed with him. He's going to whip the ball in here. Foden's up there. Oh, tips it. It's the woodwork again. We are actually a bit like Brighton in this game. How many times do we need to hit the woodwork? I mean, it's comfortable-ish. Again, as you can see, we are the better side and we're creating a lot better chances. I think once the team gets way more familiar with the tactic and fluid and all that jazz, we will actually put more of these chances away as Brighton now will be able to counter. And this is something that we've been working on stopping, and luckily Ederson saves it. We do not want to concede it. That is the last thing I want to do now. We've got another sub. What should we do? I'm going to bring Laporte off and bring on John Stones. Although I think we'll probably move John Stones on in the transfer window. He's not seen too much football this year. We'll bring him on to see this game out. Laporte not having a good final game of the season. I am going to just praise the boys because we have been very good as the throwing comes in and it is not good at all. Gross is going to try and get to that. Fernandinho will get to it first though. We need a good pass here though, don't we? Go on, Fernandinho and Foden linking up well. Look at that. Look at that. The ease on the ball to slow the pace down a little bit and just take your time. Just have a go. Sterling. There we go. 2-0. Exactly. Comfortable. That's what it is, boys. Absolutely comfortable. 10th goal of the season. Sterling comes on and gets a goal for himself. He's not had a bad season. I feel like that injury early doors really hampered him. He just didn't seem to do the job after that. But this is lovely. 2-0. Fantastic football. Completely dominated them. They haven't even got an XG of 1, although I watched them score here late on. And I feel like we play so much more comfortably on the ball now that we don't rush it. We create better chances and we close teams down as a group. I really like it. I really like where the tactic's going. It needs more testing. We need another season and we need a couple of players in this, because we don't really have a great Mazzala. De Bruyne has done really well at Mazzala, but I wouldn't mind another Mazzala and I just want options in the centre of midfield. And I feel like we're probably going to lose a winger. Go on Sterling, get another, easy peasy. There we go. I mean, they've committed bodies forward and it's gone horrendously wrong for them. 3-0 Manchester City. It probably should have been more if we're being honest with ourselves. It probably should have been more, but I'll take that all day long. And exactly the kind of performance you want from your team at the end of the season. Let's go out there and dominate a side. Sterling coming on and having a really good game as well, which is good to see. It's always good to see Raheem Sterling play well. We need him playing well, but Badej for me has just been, as a youngster, has just been so standout this year. It's been great I'd never heard of him. When you find a player on FM, this is one thing I love, right? You find a player on FM, you've never heard of him before. You think, do you know what, I'll take a punt. And especially being Man City, it was a punt because he's not the calibre of striker you'd expect Man City to sign. Badej, but he's just been fantastic. He's been a revelation for me. And in 17 starts, he's got 11 goals, 11 off the bench, 3 assists, an average rating of 7.01. In his first season, he's only just turned 19. He's ever improving. And the key in this year's game, without a doubt, is pace. It's pace. He's so good at getting in behind. We can't knock Aguero, though. Aguero has been key this year. If we look at it, Aguero's been absolutely fantastic for us this year. He picked up a little bit of a knock towards the back end of the season. It was just by goals. And Aguero has been fantastic in hindsight. 19 goals. That's why he earned himself a new contract with me fairly early on in the season. I was like, yeah, we've got to re-sign Sergio. He's too good. And we might be looking at Atletico Madrid for maybe a couple of midfielders. It's not determined yet who we're going to go for, but yeah, very happy with Sergio Aguero this year. Raheem Sterling with 11. Again, though, Raheem Sterling only playing 24 games. I'm sure for him, he'd prefer to have played more, but injury problems this year, and then he was a bit out of favour. I'm a little bit like Bielsa myself. If you become out of favour with the team, then the player who's doing most is going to come in. And Memphis Depay on that left-hand side slotted into the team and fit into the team just perfectly and instantly, ending up getting himself 7 goals as well, and right up there. And Gundogan did well, but Badej, fantastic, 17 appearances. We've been able to rotate a lot, but we've been forced into it with the fixture congestion. Bernardo Silva, I've really enjoyed having him at the club. I hope we can keep hold of him. He's wanted by some massive teams, so it'll be interesting. Riyad Mahrez is someone I'm looking to move on. Not to Tottenham, don't want him to go there, but really the highest bidder, whoever we can get a lot of cash off. So there's going to be some changes, there's going to be some moves, but overall I'm pretty happy. Now my biggest issue, and the big question is do we try and keep Gabby Jesus? Because in hindsight this season, I preferred Badej over him. In 17 games, he's only scored 3 goals with 1 assist, and that's... You can't say we've not given him opportunities as well, so that's not good enough. He hasn't been an impact player off the bench, a player who I'm actually a big fan of in real life, but is it time to move him on? And bring in another young striker as well, and Aguero will be our main front man, and Badej and the other young striker will rotate. Maybe it is that time for the club to make that change, because I'm not sold on Gabby Jesus at this moment in time. I'm really not. It's a terrible goal-scoring season. And he missed a lot of opportunities. He missed a lot of chances. So it's a big question, but I think it could be his time. There's a few other, players that I wouldn't mind seeing the back of, Benjamin Mendy being one of them, but I did promise that I would keep him to keep the squad happy, because I thought I can't have them being unhappy, but he's played 3 games. And Zinchenko came in and did better than him when Zinchenko played. 7 assists for Zinchenko. And if we look at the assists, De Bruyne there with 12, but then Zinchenko's right up there. So Mendy, maybe his days are numbered. Maybe it's Mendy's time to leave the club. I've got no idea what to do in that regard, because I don't want to upset everyone. But at the same time, I don't really want Mendy at the club. He's definitely not been good enough. A few players that we do have on our radar, although I'm not sure if any of them will come in at the moment. It's obviously Erling Haaland, but I'm not sure we sign him. Everyone signs him, but then do we bring in Haaland, let Jesus go? I don't know. I've got Lautaro Martinez just because I love him. Lautaro Martinez for me would be the ideal replacement for Sergio Aguero. He's Argentine, similar ilk, Martinez would be the best replacement they could have, and I think Man City in real life, he would be their best replacement for Aguero. We've got Oyarzabal as well there, but I mean, a lot of these were when we were looking for another winger. Angel Correa as well, who definitely could play up top for us. And Hakimi was going to be there, but we went with Max Aarons. I'm also looking at Koke and Saul from Atletico Madrid as some of our centre mid options. But yeah, there's just a few options there for us. I'm going to take a lot of the off-season to scout because we've got so much money. Tonali, though, is the ideal replacement for Fernandinho. For me, in my head, if we are going to stick with DM, and now we've built this system in the idea that we're going to play a DM here, and I think that Tonali can do this. Tonali can play that free role. Now, Rodri's been okay there, but when I play Rodri there, I certainly don't force him to do more direct passes or take risks, which is what I really like about Fernandinho, because he finds those wingers, he makes stuff happen, and he sits deep and comfortably, he holds his position, and if you lose the ball at a corner or if you lose the ball to a player further up the field, Fernandinho is going to be there and he's going to find those beautiful passes on the counter, which has become one of our best ways to score. We scored 2 goals in the counter on that game against Brighton. So for me, I'm not sure there's many players that can step into those shoes of Fernandinho, but I think Tonali could. I really like the look of him, his ability to pass, his vision. He's still fairly strong, decent stamina. He's got a bit of pace, to have a burst of pace. I think I can rely on him as well because of his mentals, his decisions, concentration, composure, anticipation. He really is the man that does fit that. But he is on loan there and he does sign on a permanent. Would it make sense? I don't know. If we work on the role of what happened with Luka Jovic, he was on loan at Frankfurt. They signed him on a permanent, but then he instantly went to Real Madrid after that permanent was made done. So maybe we work on that mindset with Tonali, and surely Tonali couldn't turn down playing at Manchester City and hopefully getting his hands on that Champions League trophy, which is which is the main aim of this. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode at the end of season 1. I appreciate all the support as per usual, guys. I hope you are staying safe. If you're new around here, hit subscribe. We keep on growing. It's amazing. I love it. I'm really enjoying YouTube. Please hit the like button. It helps the videos do better in the algorithm. That's the only reason why. Just, ding, 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 ding. That's what you do. Just hit the like button. I'll see you in season 2, where hopefully we'll have some new faces. Not too many, because I don't want to disrupt the squad. And hopefully we keep hold of those key players.